And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's Gina and Danielle again today. How are you? How are you? How are you? We hope everybody is having an amazing, it is Thursday. I can't believe it's Thursday already.
I thought today was Friday.
Oh, I'm not, well, I wish it was Friday, but no, not Friday. Sorry. But I'm happy it's Thursday, at least. That doesn't make me unhappy, at least. So today we have a couple things we're going to talk about. One, everybody's always asking what Gina and I are up to. So my husband asked me this question last night, and I wrote it all down, and I actually had to do a numbered list, first of all. So for those of you who are always wondering what we're up to, right now we have DG Marketing and Consulting, which is our higher end brand. That's where we provide services to businesses that are looking for social media management, content creation, helping businesses start, grow, and market themselves and do all of the work for them. We do major course launches. We are in the middle of a huge one right now. We're just in the stage. She finally got all of her videos recorded, so she's getting everything all edited right now. And we're into the nitty gritty of getting her ready to launch. We've got another customer that we're going to be launching probably in the next, I guess we're 120 days out for her for launching, because we've got to build our website first, which that gets started next week. So, I mean, there are so many pieces going on. And then we have Be Boss Girl, which is launching a new website, should be up by end of next week for that, with membership and all of those pieces that we talked about in our first episode. And then we have the RBB morning show, and Gina doesn't know this yet. I purposely did this to her. We have our first sponsor for the RBB morning show, and we're only 4 episodes in, ladies. So we have our first sponsor. Giga Brainiacs is going to be sponsoring our morning show. And that I'm really, really excited to do that. We're not even set up for sponsorship yet. So that wasn't a plan until we are about 20 episodes in to start looking. So as always, I have to speed up that process. So
screws up my timelines.
Everything. Well, I'm good at screwing up your timeline.
Well, my spreadsheets, bless them, they scream.
Somebody else has joined us this morning.
Oh, who's here?
Faith. Good morning, Faith. How are you? You can talk to it. You can unmute yourself and talk.
Good morning, Faith.
Good morning, Faith.
Hello.
Hello. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
We are great. So do you have any questions for us this morning, or are you just joining us live?
I just came down out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to mute you. Just if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself, however. So,
okay, cool.
Okay. So,
Bye,
Faith, I got to meet. Faith was actually one of the women that when we were getting ready to put our workbooks out, she actually did a beta of them and tested them out and wrote an amazing review.
Oh, yes, she wrote us that super sweet review. Thank you so much, Faith.
She did. And she, I'm sure she'll have questions for us going forward as we're moving through. So the RBB morning show, we've got to speed up our timelines on that a little bit, which I'm always doing that to Gina. So this is not exactly surprising.
Not new.
And then I have my passion project, and my passion project is called Rockstar Wife Life. And I manage just a couple bands, and I do their social media, but I'm expanding that to more a lifestyle brand-ish thing, which is going to kind of roll its way into Be Boss Girl instead of being a separate entity, I believe. I'm trying to make things a little easier on myself, but that's that one. But that's my passion. Those of you who watch my Facebook page and watch my personal Instagram will know I'm constantly out and about. My husband is the rock star in the family. I do a little bit, but he does most of it. He's both a lead guitarist in one band and a drummer in another. So we're busy all the time with that. And now, as of yesterday afternoon, we have a yet to be named partnership with another 2 businesses. So it'll be DG Marketing and these other 2 businesses. And we're part of that is our website build that's coming up, and all of those things. You'll see all of that all come together over the next couple of weeks. So we're pretty excited about that too. And that was I got dragged into a call by another fellow business babe, and that escalated quickly yesterday.
I still haven't fully wrapped my brain around it yet. I was trying to explain it to my husband last night, and I was like, okay, I thought I could articulate this. Apparently, I can't. That's the gist. And he goes, I get the gist of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you do, because I'm still not sure what happened.
And then after I got done with the list, my husband said, okay, you are now banned for at least a year and a half, at least, from creating another business, except for we have one other thing in the works.
Yeah, we already had something else on deck. So
I'm not telling him about that yet. So at this point, we're up to about 6.5 businesses. But they all are very much tied together, and they're all very much based around our RBB, our lifestyle, which is the Rise Become Be. And our goal, I'm 43, and my goal is to retire by the time I'm 50. I have little nieces and nephews, one nephew, lots of nieces, and Aunt Danielle wants to spend a lot of time with them as they're growing up. And I'm getting to do that with one set that lives close to me, but I have the other two sets are about 6.5, 7 hours away. So I want to go spend time with them, and I can't do that if I'm constantly busy. So my goal is to pretty much be retired and just have other people making me money in the next 7 years. So this is putting me on the way to do that. And I know Gina is in the process of wanting to have a family and getting ready to have a family. So she kind of has a similar timeline in the next 7 years that she wants to be being able to relax and really focus on her family. So
yeah, I had Danielle and I are both Italian, which if you guys don't know about that subculture, family is a very important thing. And if I'm going to have kids, I want to be all up in their business, and I can't if I'm at work all the time. So my plan for my family, and one of my main drivers is I want my family to be completely financially independent. That means I want no mortgage. Like if we decide we want any sort of toy, car, vacation, whatever it is, we just want to go, I want to pay cash for it. I've always lived a pretty simple life. I'm a farm kid. Danielle's a farm kid too. So we're not like, our wants aren't great. I just want to be able to live my same simple life with better stuff and with cash. That's kind of my plan.
And I have a big plan that I need to, one, raise a lot of extra income over the next 3 years. I want to go spend a couple months in Africa. I was an African missionary. I spent a full year in Africa about 10 years ago. And it's on my list of things I want to go back in.
Those stories are off the chain too.
Work. So I really, really, and maybe I'll tell some once in a while here. But I really, really want to get back to that. So this is why we do all of the things we do. And I had some questions come in, so I'm going to start answering questions that people have sent us. So our first question was from Latoya. Well, actually, it's a two-part question from Latoya over at VA Sisters Group. She said, I talked about how horrible MailChimp is with their open rates. She wanted to know what the pros and cons are of using MailChimp. So a huge pro, MailChimp is free. I get that, and that a lot of people want to use it because it is free. You also have the option of MailerLite, which is also free. They both have the same issues. So this is not just MailChimp. However, MailChimp, I think, is probably worse from everything I've ever worked with clients.
I don't like MailChimp at all.
Well, there's not liking it, but there is an issue with open rates with MailChimp. And here's why. MailChimp is also used because it is free and easy to access. A lot of spam-based email systems use MailChimp. So unfortunately, MailChimp by other servers like Gmail, Office 365, if your email is through there, and various other email providers out there, email server providers out there, see it as spam. So your emails are automatically, most of the time, I think the last thing I saw that was technical on it is 40% to 60% of your emails are going to spam. When your open rates on an email campaign are only around 40%, usually, I mean, that's a really, really good open rate.
Yeah.
That's terrible to have that many going to spam. Your open rate is probably 12%, 13% in that case. And I see that pretty consistently with clients. I have a client that was paying for MailChimp. insert major eye roll there. And they were paying a good $250 a month for MailChimp, and their open rates were 12%.
And then like that's not even like, not only are the open rates absolutely awful because it's just automatically going to spam, but then from a strategy standpoint, it's very hard to segment your list. It's very hard to target specific people. You want to be able to track customer behavior and be able to send the appropriate stuff to your clients based on their behavior and their wants. And you can't do that if the functionality is not there. And MailChimp is extremely, extremely limited in that. I'm sure there are people that have figured out how to hack it, but it's still, okay, so you're putting all that work in and still only 40% of the people that are getting the email are even seeing it. And that's just, from a strategy standpoint and from a business building standpoint, that's just, it's a waste of energy. You're just kind of like you're swimming upstream.
Exactly.
Nobody's a salmon.
Yeah, there is that. So you have to be really conscious of that, because it does cause issues. And it's something that we talk about all the time, that we really want to make sure that a client's emails are getting opened. If you're putting the time and effort into them, you want them opened. So
it's a lot of money sometimes to have those emails written and then to not get the return on your investment because your provider isn't delivering. That's a real kick in the pants.
Yeah. So we love ActiveCampaign. That is our favorite. Yes, we do resell it. Not resell it. We are affiliates for ActiveCampaign. So if you want a link, we can provide you one. But the reason why we do is because we love the product. We suggest it for all of our clients. We have a couple of clients who are not technical at all, and they love being able to use ActiveCampaign. They can set up email flows. They can set up their own campaigns. It's very, very easy to use. So ActiveCampaign is our favorite. We have also used ClickFunnels. ConvertKit. I always have hard time remembering that one. I don't know why I have such a hard time. That's also another good one that gets good open rates. Personally, we like ActiveCampaign, but
ConvertKit's still limited. But I mean, it's a good graduation from MailChimp because their functionality is similar. So the learning curve isn't as steep.
Now, something I hear a ton about is Constant Contact lately. So here's something I want to tell you about Constant Contact. 99% of the people that are telling you about Constant Contact resell it. They aren't just affiliates, they're resellers. Therefore, they have skin in the game, people. So be careful when you're looking at Constant Contact. I'm not saying it's a bad program. I don't personally like it. I hate the setup. I find it difficult and clunky. But it's still another option out there. But pay attention when you're hearing about any of these programs. Kajabi, Infusionsoft, all of these things that are out there. If you're hearing about them a ton, chances are there's a reason for it. Not only are they out there and they're spending their own cash, their resellers are also investing in something like that. So really spend a bit of time researching and talking to users, not resellers, and ask somebody. And I'm always very open, like ActiveCampaign. We are an affiliate of ActiveCampaign. So everybody who uses ActiveCampaign has the ability to be an affiliate. It's just built into every single dashboard. So just ask those questions and ask why somebody likes it. Not because, oh, it's so cheap, but Ask real, true questions. And then the next question that Latoya had was social media tools that I recommend. So I've had this conversation, I think, 20 times in the last 24 hours. So good time to ask this question, Latoya, because it's very fresh in my mind. Honestly, there are two things to consider. Consistency. You need to be consistent on your social media, consistently posting every day, consistently. Well, there are exceptions to the everyday rule, but you need to be consistent. Whatever that consistency is, you need to be consistent. If you can't be consistent on your own manually, then you rely on tools. You're still better off doing manual as much as possible. So rely on a scheduler, your Google Calendar, or a reminder to remind you to post at this time. Try to do things as manually as possible. So Facebook has a scheduler built into it. Write all your posts, schedule them in Facebook. That's absolutely the best. Makes Facebook the happiest. You will see a decrease, especially in a business page. Not so much a group, because a group doesn't function quite the same, but you will see a decrease in interaction because Facebook doesn't like outside things. They allow them, but they don't really like them as far as the algorithm's concerned. So you will see a decrease if you're using Buffer or Social Pilot or something like that to post to your Facebook page. And there's no reason for it. You've got a scheduler inside Facebook. Instagram, you will see a decrease with Instagram. I can prove it over and over and over and over and over again. So don't use something that's going to auto post for you. Definitely try to do it all manually. And even the one systems that send you a reminder to do so, like Social Pilot will send you a reminder. You can type all of your posts, plan them all out in Social Pilot, and then they'll send you a reminder to go post. The algorithm over on Instagram side still knows that you've done it all in Social Pilot or Plan or Later or whatever. You are much better off doing everything in Instagram manually. So people are like, well, how could you do that for multiple clients? Well, I don't have everything sitting in front of me right this second, but this is how I manually post for clients. And then I have another tablet behind me. All of those have client accounts on them, people. That's how I manually post, because you can do up to five accounts. I find 4 works best, because when you get to 5, sometimes you got to be signing in and out of things to do it. That's how I do it, people. And yes, it is possible. But here's a cool tip for a cheaper version of way in doing this. The Amazon Fire tablets,
Yep.
the smaller one. If you go to Amazon and go to them directly, they have a lot of sales where you could buy a package of 3 of them for like $120.
Yeah, that's what we did this last round.
We only needed 1 of them immediately, but I signed another client this week, so we now need 2 of them because they have 6 accounts on their own. Yeah.
Tell me later.
Well, yeah. I mean, some clients have more than 1 Instagram account, so you're constantly needing to do that. And I have to buy a labeler so I can label the back of each one of these, because they just have post-it notes on the back of them right now. I need to get a labeler so that I can label who's on what, because I keep forgetting, and I'm constantly searching. Oh, which one is this on?
I want to make a point really quick. So for the people that think that it's easy to be like a social media manager and they want to be a social media manager, or they want to hire a social media manager and they get mad when the pricing comes over and they're like, oh, you're just posting for me. You guys just got to peep into what all you're paying for to not have to think about and not have to do, because odds are your social media manager is having to buy another device to manage all your stuff on. So, and then there's
and then
goes into it.
Then I'm also using Trello. I have a Trello board for every single client, and I'm writing all of the content. I'm doing market research. I do hashtag research every month and revisit hashtags every month for every client. Then you've got the graphics end of it. So I'm doing the graphics, going out and searching for graphics. For me, that's the most painful part. I hate doing the graphics part. I love writing content, finding graphics that match and branding them and all that drives me crazy. So, I mean, as a social media manager, for every 30 posts, I've probably got about 4 hours worth of work into 30 posts. If I want to do a really good job, it's a lot of work. It's not a simple thing. And then I'm buying devices, expensive devices, to do just your Instagram. So I have actually I have external keyboards that I use for each of these tablets. So I also have a stack of keyboards over here. And no, I haven't purchased those because I have my past life is in IT, and for some reason
I still haven't figured out how you ended up collecting keyboards. She has a collection. She's like Ariel with
I don't even know where the keyboards came from. I mean, cables I get, but why I have so many keyboards, I don't know.
I just called you Ariel. I've got keyboards and cables aplenty.
Okay. Anyway. And I will do full social media for a client on that. So I'm signed into their Facebook, I'm signed into their LinkedIn, their Instagram, their Pinterest, and everything on one tablet. And I honestly will, as we are continuing to do things, I'm probably going to buy 1 single tablet per client as I do multiple platforms, because it's just getting crazy. Though I'm actually getting to the point where I'm going to be handing these off to other people to do because I'm not going to be managing quite so much. I'm going to only do it for a few exclusive clients now.
Can't wait to mail all this stuff off.
Me either. But it's important to do things as manually as possible. Twitter is the one I will tell you, get Buffer. Buffer, you can use Buffer for free. Use it. Because Twitter, to be very effective on Twitter, you want to post a minimum of 10 times a day, people. And still only about 6 to 10% of the people that follow you on Twitter will see them because Twitter is so fast. So a good posting strategy, a really powerful posting strategy for Twitter is 40 times a day.
That's a lot of button pushing.
It's a lot of button pushing. Get a scheduler for Twitter. A Buffer is one of the easiest I've used for that. And they're free, will allow you 30 posts. You could do 30 posts across multiple platforms for free, but I just use them all for Twitter. And then for your Pinterest, manual is also best for Pinterest. Pinterest, you could schedule your pins inside Pinterest. So go into Pinterest, schedule all your pins. Now, I will tell you that we are putting Tailwind in place because we're just too busy to be able to be steady and consistent with that. And that's where if you can't be consistent, that's when you rely on the tools. Now, as we expand, we do have things. We're going to be putting Agorapulse in place for all of our clients. We're not going to be posting from Agorapulse, but we are going to be using it for the analytics so that we can give good analytic reports. And I don't have to manually do those anymore because that's about of my 4 hours a month for doing all of that for a client. About 45 minutes of that is just dealing with analytics. So we're going to be putting Agorapulse in place, which is a great tool for getting great analytics. There's also, there's a couple other ones, but that's the one I can think of off the top of my head. So if you have to use tools, Tailwind is great for Instagram and Pinterest. Buffer for Twitter. I mean, you can use Social Pilot and there's a million of them out there. There are others that work for Twitter, but why pay for it if you don't have to? Facebook, use Facebook. Pinterest, if you have the time, and it's good to make the time if you possibly can, use Pinterest itself. Now, LinkedIn is a completely different posting strategy. You can use a posting platform. It doesn't really affect you in LinkedIn. However, LinkedIn, you only need to do about 3 times a week. You shouldn't be doing as much, and you're only providing true value posts. So more long form posts, more articles, more sharing articles from other resources, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit different how you do it. And I would definitely make sure that you're in there interacting with other things, which is part of the reason why I like the manual, because when I'm posting manually for a client, when I'm in Instagram, I'm interacting for 15 minutes before I post a client's post for the day.
Engagement is really important. It's not just about the posts getting up. You have to go in and engage. And truthfully, this comes back to what we were talking about. Was it yesterday when we were talking about time management? I can't remember. This week has kind of bled together. But when we were talking about the time blocking and having checklists and all of that, if you just take like 1 hour and 30 minutes to an hour in the morning or in the afternoon, or whatever you want to do, and like have like a couple of blocks like on your checklist in your calendar of like an hour in the morning, I'm going to interact and post. An hour in the afternoon, I'm going to interact, or 30 minutes in the afternoon, I'm going to engage on all my social platforms. That's how you can stay consistent. But engagement is almost, I would say, and Danielle, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but engagement is just as important, if not more important, than the content that's going up.
So there is a good percentage of what affects what the most. Engagement is, I'm terrible with math, so I mean to hit 100%, but don't criticize me too much. Engagement is probably about 40% of why you are getting interaction and why you are growing on Instagram specifically. This is Instagram specific, everybody. Though Twitter is also pretty close on this. So 40% of your increase in growth in Instagram is your interaction and engagement on other people's content. About another 40% is your hashtags. And the other 20% is your content. You literally, and I have proven this to be true, and I know Brittany Moffitt has proven this to be true. You can post a picture of something stupid. She has posted a picture of a brick wall with nothing but hashtags. She has posted a brick wall with absolutely nothing and still gotten engagement. I have posted a blank white picture. Blank white, nothing, and hashtags. No content, no nothing. And I think when I did it, which was a few years ago now, it got like 200 likes. Engagement. That's where it is. And hashtags is number 2. What you're writing also should be able to be seen easily on a screen without anybody having to hit more. You will notice that most really good social media managers on their own stuff, their content is less than 100 words. That's a really good, because nobody wants to open more on their phone. Nobody wants, and honestly, people are mostly just looking at your graphic.
They're mostly looking at the picture anyway, but you know, also you have to think, and this is where Danielle and I, you know, I maintain this philosophy of people don't want like a whole lot of fluff. I don't have time. So if we are sending anything out, it's like Cliff Notes version, and odds are you may have to like run your finger up like just a little bit to see the rest of it. And that's it. That's all people want.
And we even tried to do that with our emails.
Yeah.
We're not always successful with our emails, but we really try hard to make it easy to read on somebody's phone. So keep that in mind with your content as well. Nobody wants, and even on your Facebook business page, about 50-50 split between lots of content and just a little bit. Twitter, you have no choice on Twitter. They want it short and sweet. And that's a reason why that platform is so powerful still. A lot of young people knock Twitter, but it really works. And LinkedIn, you want to provide real value. LinkedIn is not the place to be posting quotes unless they're business based. It's not the place to share your feelings or how I feel today or how this client made me feel. That's not the place to do that.
I think of it as Forbes. Like, would you submit an article to Forbes that we're talking about all of your, you know, like feelings and emotions and whatnot? And I'm going to word this carefully. Most likely you would not. I think that there is a camp of people out there that would, but for those that would not, that's what you would like post to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, you know, it's business. It's very informative. People are on there looking for, like, I get the Daily Brew and the Skim every morning, and and it's news and business news and things like that. They're looking for something that's going to drive them forward, educate them, and make them money. They don't and motivate them a little bit, but for the most part, it's a business platform. People are on there to get jobs, start businesses, find employees, find clients, find contractors. That's all they care about. Nobody cares about your fluffy dog picture, because if they did, I'd have pictures of Gizmo and Shiner all over my feed, like I do on Instagram and Facebook a lot of times.
There are times and places
for everything. So like maybe one day Danielle and I will sit down and probably this sounds like a really good piece of content for the blog and then also this other little idea that I have for Be Boss Girl that's in the back of my mind that Danielle and I have been talking about and trying to plan, but we'll like take the social media profiles and compare them, like LinkedIn to Forbes, like Instagram to, I don't know, Twitter. I don't know. We'll sit down and we'll compare it to kind of help you guys reconcile it in your mind. So that when you're sitting down, you can have that in mind when you're writing your content. That would probably be pretty helpful. Did you notate that for me?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
We come up with things off the top of our heads a lot.
Come up with things on the fly all the time, you guys. Like, it's how we ended up with the pile of startups that we have now. Whoops.
I'm not complaining too much. So,
I'm not either.
Latoya, thank you for sharing our live in your group. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Latoya.
So we're here every morning, 8 a.m. to about 8:30-ish, depending on how long we talk. And we're here to answer your questions. If you ever have any questions, let us know. You can let us know on past episodes or on our Facebook business page. You can let us know on the videos on our YouTube channel. If you go on over to the YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe, please. And next week, we're actually going to be uploading just the audio of all of these over to iTunes. So it will be also in podcast format for those
iTunes,
who are
Spotify, Google Play,
all
the places. Y'all please come hang out with us in the mornings. I'm in Alabama, so I'm on Central Time. So Danielle has me up before Jesus to do this. So y'all come hang out.
Thank you for joining us today, Faith. I'm so happy that you joined us today. And we want you to remember, and we say this at the end of every episode and we want you to remember to rise, become, and be everything today that you want for your life. And if you're struggling, if you have problems in your business, personal life, whatever, I'm the old school person around here. Well, Gina's kind of old school, even though she's a lot younger than me. We're here to support you. We're here to help you grow as a woman and as a business owner. So have an amazing Thursday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to laugh and have fun, you guys. This should be fun.
It is fun.
Bye.